What's good, y'all? It's your boy Trey Boy V. I'm trying to adjust my seat. Hope y'all having a blessed day today. Today we're gonna watch. Watch and react to another testimony. We know it's Testimony Tuesday in this mug. So hope y'all having a blessed day. It's a gang member encounters God. So the last one was. I love the last testimony the police gave because his was like he talked about his life and how it started from him growing up. So it's a thing. It's important. It's important that the kids get raised in a good environment. In a good environment, so the percentage of them going down the dark path is low. I mean, children gonna go through things. We all went through things growing up, but when you have a good household, a good, healthy environment, then the chances of doing crime and this and that is very, very low. So it's important that we gotta give the kids a great environment to live in and no toxic environment and stuff like that. So we gotta be selective on who we choose to get married to, because a lot of people don't talk about marriage, but they talk about having kids and having baby dads. Nah, we ain't aiming for no baby mama, baby dad. We aiming to be married and live in a healthy household, so the kids can have two parents to live with. Enough of this baby mama culture, baby daddy cultures is not producing great people, great citizens. Too many kids are going through too much in these crazy environments because people want to be all lusty and selfish and not think about their actions until it's too late. So I ain't trying to get on a rant. It's just a thing. I'm sure he gonna say something about his childhood. It always started in the childhood. So let's get into it, man. Hope you're having a blessed day, though.
At the Annunciation, Mary's response was, "Be it done to me according."
I was raised here in Pasco, Washington. As I was growing up here, I grew up in a split home. So my mom and my dad were always arguing and fighting, and there was really no attention on me and my siblings. So in the middle of all this, I kind of just started hanging out with the wrong crowd, and I was able to get out of the house with nobody really like paying attention to me. So I ended up becoming involved in this gang and in this lifestyle with drugs and kind of like trying to fit in and be a part of the scene because I really don't have a father figure. You know, like my dad's always gone. So these gang members that I'm being surrounded by, they become my father figure, and I see that as they're people that get respected and people that get looked up to in the school. So that's who I want to be, and so I end up becoming involved with these gangs. And at the age of 15, we get arrested and stuff. I get arrested for possession of a firearm charge, and I end up going to do some time for this for minor in possession of a firearm charge, and I end up doing some time for that. When I get out, I get kicked out of school, and so it just kind of makes me get more involved in the gang because I don't have to go to school now. So I'm kind of more in the mix of all the gang stuff. And at the age of 20, I'm about to turn 21, I get arrested for a felony rioting charge and felon in possession of a firearm. And I end up having to go do a prison sentence. So a friend of mine, two friends of mine got shot, and now they're saying that now I'm starting kind of catching up on everything that's been going on. And another friend of mine got shot, and he got shot in the finger in his head, but he survived and he was good. And as we're driving down Court Street, the rival gang pulls up right next to us, and at first I don't notice it, but I hear like someone yelling and stuff, and so I roll down the window and I notice that it's these guys, you know, and I have my kids in the back in the car seats and stuff, and so they're over here, and one of the guys waves a gun, and I mean, I had a gun as well in the car at the time, but I didn't want to shoot or do anything because my kids were in the car. And so I told my friend, I was like, hey, just take me home. And I kind of sit there and with the kids, and I'm kind of panicked a little bit too because the situation could have gotten really bad. And I knew if they would have shot the car, they would have shot my kids or just the car alone. So this girl tells me that that I should go to church and stuff like that. And so I go to church, and I'm at the church, and the message that they were preaching kind of was speaking to me, like to what was going on in my situation there in that time. I wasn't a person that had a lot of patience, so I want stuff to happen immediately, and stuff's not happening for me. It's already been like a couple weeks, and Pastor Tony had gave me this Bible, and I'm reading scriptures and all this stuff, and I was like, man, like I've been praying and nothing's really happening. I'm already looking for other alternatives to instead of just waiting for God to come through to like start selling drugs or something so that I could get myself back on my feet. That week I had gone with my brother and gone to a dispensary because when I went into prison there was no dispensaries, and I got out and weed was legal. So I had gone with my brother, and we had been smoking dabs, and now I'm here like a couple weeks later, and I know it takes more than 30 days to get clean. And my probation officer calls me, he tells me like, hey, you need to come in, you were supposed to be here yesterday. And he pulls out a UA cup, and he tells me, he goes, can you give me a UA? And so I kind of stared at it for a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah. And he tells me, he's like, are you clean? And I don't know if he could tell that I was like nervous. And I told him, I was like, oh yeah, of course, yeah. I was like, I'm clean. But I remember I was saying this little short prayer, and I was like, God, I was like, if you're real, I need you to show up like right now. I need you to help me. So when he gives me the cup, I look at the cup and I'm clean. Like THC is all normal, everything is normal, and I'm kind of like at all a little bit. I'm kind of like, oh my gosh, like I'm clean, you know. As we're driving back home and stuff, my sister was a Christian, and she was also trying to get me to church, and I just never really went with her. So she's listening to this radio station called K-Love, and as we're driving, there's this guy, and he comes out, and he's on the radio, and his name's Luis Palan, and he's talking about how in the Hebrew language there's no word for coincidence, and he was saying that is happening is because God's ordained it that way, and that the Hebrews believed in that, and that so the sooner that we stop saying that it's not a coincidence or that it's luck, but we start acknowledging that it's God, that the more we'll see the blessings poured out upon us. And it just, like, to me, it just hit me, and it hit me hard. Like God was like telling me, like, no, and he's like, it's not a coincidence, like it's me, you know, like all this stuff that's been happening positively is me, you know. And so I'm looking out the window, and I'm just kind of like lost. And so as we drive home, I turn around and look at my sister, and I'm like kind of emotional. Now I'm just seeing God move, and like I could just see him, that he's all over me. He's kind of like pushing me to go to church, and he's like, I feel like he's just answering me, like everything that I'm asking is just happening fast. And I get to church, and the service that they're having is just hits me again, and God's all over me, and I just feel like emotional. And they call people up, and they're like, if you've never given your life to God or to Christ, come to the altar. I'm just like emotionally broken, and I start crying at the altar. So I cut out like everything. I cut out healthy relationships, other friends and stuff like that. Like I go back, and I kind of just go back into my word, go back into prayer, go back into having a relationship with God. And moving forward, I cut out doing tattoos, because I was doing tattoos as well, and I know that was something that God wanted me to cut out. So that was something that was hard for me, because I was making good money, and it was something I didn't want to let go, because as a kid I was always like drawing and doing art. So I ended up cutting that out too, and I already knew that it wasn't what I wanted, that it's what God wants, and that's what brings me joy, is doing what God wants. So that's what I decided to do, and that's what I'm going to continue to decide to do as I continue forward.
That's good, because I known people that was in gangs and stuff like that, and I'm like, that ain't a life for me. You gotta constantly watch your back. You beefing, most likely it's with your own race. It's like, God did not call us to be rivals and be jealous and have envy and murder each other and stuff like that. So I was never into gangs because I was like, man, I'm not about to do that. You gotta watch your back, and you never know when one of the ops, as they call them, gonna pull up on you, catch you slipping, and you might be with friends or family, and you get them into that life and into a bind, a hard situation, and they out to get you. Now they after your family, your friend. That's too much. So I'm glad that situation opened his eyes up, and it's a blessing. Cause when God speaks to us, we know when God speaks to us. You don't have to know God or not. You know when something is speaking to your heart, and that's God. So I'm glad he saved. I'm glad he had people in his life that was trying to encourage him to go to church, and most likely they were preaching to him, telling him about Jesus and get his life over to Jesus. So I thank God for that testimony. That was a powerful testimony. I say y'all have a blessed day. Y'all comment what y'all thought of the testimony. And know I love you. Most importantly, God love you. Continue to subscribe and check out the channels. Go look at my old videos. I got a lot of hitters, a lot of great videos. Go look at my old videos. Just scroll down and you'll see some great videos that you'll be interested in. So continue to support. And y'all have a blessed one. Y'all take care. And y'all know God love you. Peace.